How have the societal expectations of masculinity influenced your own journey or your own mental health journey?
I don't think that this is touched, that I have really thought about that too much, to be honest, right? And that's just being honest about it. I don't think like when I openly talk about things that, that everybody does feel like, in terms of men and whatever, like, loving my son and feeling, these beautiful feelings towards him and all of that. I think that's such a, like, that might be something that you would say is contrary to masculinity, but I think it's probably when I feel most masculine. I probably feel most masculine when I'm taking care of my family, and when I'm like changing my son, or I'm looking after his needs and I'm there for him, or I'm there for my wife, and I'm not even that I'm helping her with problems, but that I'm just there as a soundboard, and that or times when I do things for her, it's probably one of the times when I feel like I'm at most at peace. Like, so if I know that Mel has to get some work done, I'm like, I'm going to grab the young fella there now. We'll go for a walk, and we'll walk the dog, and we'll go to the playground, and stuff, and just give her the house and a bit of space for herself, and then come back, and then we'll have a cup of tea and stuff. That's the times where I feel like I'm the most, where I feel like I'm a man the most, right? For me, not so much like beating the shit out of somebody in a ring, or getting beaten up in a ring, or running ultramarathons. For me, it's like those things are gender neutral in my mind, in terms of like, like men and women are, that's a common ground, whereas I think the roles we play are different. Whereas like the role I play as a man in the house is different to the role that my wife plays as a woman in the house. And that's, some people might be like, oh, men and women are the same. They're not. They're not the same. And if they were the same, life would be so much different in my eyes. So I think that, and that's that, and I think, even talking about men's work and masculinity, and like even what I do with Crewman is like, I want men to be better for themselves, and I want me to be better as a man for myself. But I'm also better to every woman in my life if I'm a better man. And masculinity to me, and you actually had said toxic masculinity at the start. I have an issue with that term. I don't like that term, because I don't think masculinity is the problem. I actually think that the lack of it is the problem. Because masculinity to me is accountability, integrity, honesty, compassion. Those are masculine traits to me. If you have integrity and you have accountability to yourself as a man, you're dependable, you're loyal, you're caring, you're loving, and you're kind to you and everybody else in your life. Right? If you have that, if you have the cornerstone of it of integrity, and integrity is being who you are even when no one sees it, and being who you are even when it's even when it's more difficult and it's less favorable to you. That's, to me, is you could go down the lines of almost stoicism in many ways, but I think integrity wraps it up well for everybody. And it's not that women don't have integrity. I think women do have integrity, but I feel like it's the lack of that in men. It's the expediency and meaninglessness that they endeavor in is the problem. And I maybe like you could what people have come to label as toxic masculinity is actually the lack of masculinity, the lack of the ability to sit into your own power as a man. And when I say sit into my own power as a man, is sit into how I can affect change in my life and my loved one's life. That's my power as a man, is to be a good father, to be a good husband, to be but to be first and foremost good man to me. Because you can't give what you don't have.